Hi everyone, welcome back to Whiteboard Circuit, and I'm here with you today to talk about another business term, the Cobra Effect. If you like talking about these business terms and you want to be the smartest in the room, go ahead and watch the playlist on our business terms. But today I'm going to visit the Cobra Effect. This one's kind of fun. So the Cobra Effect is essentially when a company or a person, we do something in hopes that it will make the company better, but it actually ends up doing more damage than it does good. For example, let's say there's a software company and a boss tells its customers, tells its employees that for every bug you find, bug is like an issue or something that's wrong with the service, wrong with the website, for every bug you find, I'll give you a bonus of $500. So now remember, this is a software company. The employees are literally software engineers. They're the one making the websites. So for every bug you find in the developed website, I'll give you $500. That's the plan. The whole concept of this is to make the website better. We want to increase the quality. So that's the concept that the boss is thinking when he proposes this. Now at the start it works. Now, employees are kind of being more vigilant, paying more attention to their website, trying to find and look for bugs. But as time goes, people realize if I'm getting paid $500 for every bug, what if I make bugs? They'll make small little bugs in their software while they're building their little part of their website and then fix it again. But as long as they make the bugs, they get paid their $500. So now employees are making so many bugs in the website just so that they can get that extra bonus money. Now, what did this actually end up doing? The whole point was to increase quality, to be able to find bugs. But what this ended up doing is this ended up decreasing the quality because, again, now there's more bugs because employees are actively making issues. So it decreases quality. It decreases customer loyalty. Decreases employee loyalty as well because, well, now employees are going actively against the company, the goodwill of the company to make bugs just for that extra money. And on top of that, what it does is it creates competition within the company. If there's one employee that found 5 bugs, they're getting paid $2,500, whereas another employee found only 1 bug, so now they're going to go and actively look for bugs or make more bugs to get that money. So it creates competition. So this is like a high-level example of the Cobra Effect. A policy implemented to make the company better actually ended up doing more damage. Now let's take a real life kind of in a business market example. Let's say there's a vendor that's supplying industrial engines. So aside from this, when you're driving a car, you have to go for constant oil changes, constant servicing, transmission changes to make sure that your engine is intact, right? We pay $100, $200 every month or so to make sure that our car is serviced. Why do we do this? Well, if we don't do this, all of a sudden, our car can break down in the middle of the street, and that can cost us significantly more than any of the services did. So it's better to take care of the car as we go on before we end up with a bigger problem that ends up costing us much more and creates a lot more damage, right? Of course, this makes sense. Now, obviously, we should also be driving the car properly, not speeding too much, making sure that we use the acceleration correctly, changing gears when we should be. We need to take care of the car in order to make sure that service becomes easy and the car doesn't come with any future problems. Now that's a lower level engine. Industrial engines work kind of the same way. They require services. So, and of course, if there's an issue with an engine, something small, let's say, a gas gets thrown off, or something's wrong, or the tolerance of a piston's not right. Again, big words, if you don't get it, that's fine. I'm just talking in general, something goes wrong with the engine. Then the vendor is usually obliged to fix it, right? And they can charge certain things to the client. So To backtrack a little bit, vendor is selling the engines to the client, right? But depending on how well the client uses the engine, are they using it carefully? Are they following all the proper procedures? These services can decrease. They can have less issues. So a vendor implements a policy. For every time there's an issue with the engine, you lose 10% of whatever profits you're making from out of the engine. Now the client now is like, okay, the whole point of putting this policy into place from the vendor side is that, okay, maybe if I put this policy, the client will start using the engine better, right? They will make sure all the procedures are followed. They will make sure that the engine is warmed up and heated up before they turn it on. Kind of like the whole concept is that they want the client to use the engine the way it's meant to be used. But instead, what's going to end up happening is the client doesn't necessarily change the way they're using the engine. Now they're just going to stop reporting the issues. Before, the client would report the issues, get it fixed. Report, and then get it fixed. Right? Everything is good. Vendor fixes it, engine goes on as it should be. But now, reporting it makes them lose 10%. Right? Of whatever it is. I just kind of threw this out there, but like lose 10% of whether it's profits or they increase the 10% of their next price, whatever. They lose 10% of money. So now clients are afraid to report. Now what happens because of this? There's a weird noise coming out of the engine. Something's wrong. The engine is overheating. They don't report it. Now all of a sudden, after 3 months of that issue happening, the engine completely bursts. Something completely goes wrong, the engine turns off, and they lose lots of profit. And now the vendor has to spend significantly more time, significantly more resources and energy to fix that completely broken down engine. So this is very similar to this, but just put in a more business-based kind of example. They put in a policy to help the company, to help their profits and the client's profits. But instead, it actually did more damage. So that's what the Cobra Effect is. In simple terms, a policy that's meant to give advantage to the company actually provides a disadvantage. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any more terms that you've heard, maybe in a workplace setting or a business meeting, that you don't necessarily understand, put them down in the comments and I will create a video on them. If you like videos like this, press that thumbs up button and that subscribe button. Thank you for listening. Bye.